people, my name is Etah, and what I'm telling you is just my opinion, not facts, just my opinion.
Your boy, Ambazador, still seated here, just his opinion.
Yeah, so I'll tell you, I'm really enjoying this discussion. So let's proceed to continue talking in the light of beef. Okay, so we are going to dive now into the Jovi Stanley Beef. Now, like you said, this is beef which they have not really come directly to throw shots at each other. Stanley Enow just tries to avoid any Jovi. Jovi too tries to avoid any Stanley Enow. But you get the sense that they say things indirectly, throwing shots at each other. And why I'm talking about this is because one media personality posted this comparing Stanley Enow's achievements, his views, his number of subscriptions to that of Jovi, and it's showing that Stanley Enow is higher, Stanley Enow is winning. And then he proceeded to say that this is a beef which has led to the lack of growth in the entertainment industry. Now, because these two big names in the entertainment industry are not coming together, they are kind of trying to do things on their own, not really collaborating on the ground. There being this kind of beef which has never been spoken about. This is the reason why our entertainment industry is not moving forward. Do you think so?
As I said earlier, if you follow my trend and my passion and my knowledge regards to beef, I don't count this as a beef. Yeah, from my end. I mean, like, it might just be some, I don't know, misunderstanding. As I said, from Jovi's end, most of the time I don't feel like it comes with some malice. It's just more of lack of communication skills. I always go back to Jovi holding up the signboard or the board thing saying people should vote for Stanley. I feel like, but now there's also that issue of, okay, you feel, and you know that lots of things that happen behind the scene. Like when we do research on, let's say, the Nas Jay-Z beef, there were stories of Jay-Z was dating a girl, then they were having issues, and then Nas came and started dating the girl or had something to do with the girl. So that all of these things that happen behind the scene, which this person had to sign this contract, but this person went and got the deal, which you, the fan who is just on surface, might not know. So I feel like there are things which have transpired between when Jovi held that board and later on when they start throwing shots in their songs, which we the fans might not necessarily know, and because they don't want to monetize or cash in on that beef, they are not making things public. I always tell people, like, merchandise was sold during most of the epic beefs we know. CDs were sold from their hit songs which were put out. I mean, also in this whole art of war thing, they said when we want to, like, galvanize like strong following or put people behind you or put them as a group, you might want to create war, you might want to create panic or fear. Those are things that make people to come together to go against somebody. So it's a strategy which can be used to build a solid fan base, but I don't know if these guys are actually using this as a strategy or it's just happening naturally out there and then things are being thrown. So I don't feel like it's one, it's not a real beef. Two, as you said, there is this issue in Cameroon which I still blame it on communication. So we had generations like the Crotals and the Kopo, who I used to follow very intensely while my years of hip-hop in Yaounde, and that's when hip-hop was still just coming up. So we went from Crotal, Kopo, Accent Graph. Those were names that were out there when we were just still, we're also in hip-hop, we were still believing. Then there was a Nabil generation which was too Etahzian as we used to call it back then. And then when I traveled out, there were the Jovis and Stanleys that came up in my absence. I came back and met them already going out there. So there's this thing where each generation that comes after the other feels like we are better and the other generation is jealous of us. Instead of what we see in other countries like America or maybe Nigeria, where, okay, everybody knows Tu Baba is Tu Baba. He might not have as much money as Wizkid now, but Wizkid will not disrespect Tu Baba either way. You have the new guys now like the Rima and the Fireboy guy. They will not disrespect Wizkid either way too. Their balls might be hot out there. They say Rima was the first artist who took out 1 million in his first show, whatever. Maybe he'll get bigger than Wizkid, but still he'll give Wizkid his respect. So there's that communication thing where you feel like this person, and then you also hear things of like new artists coming up. you put out your video, the older name does not want to share it, they don't try to give you doors out there, and all of these things. So I don't know exactly the details, but I feel like it's an issue of communication. Most of the time the older people just want you to, as they say in Nigeria, just hail him, baba, hey, baba, yes, and then he feels like he's there, and then he too should open you the doors. But at times you hail him, he instead still closes the door, and you're like, why am I hailing this man for? If he can open the door, what's the point? You start to take shots at him. At times he opens the door and you don't still hail him. So there's that issue of communication, which I feel like it's costing us a lot though. I don't really feel like Jovi Stanley is really that generational thing, but still I feel like Jovi came out there before Stanley. And I feel like, okay, maybe by holding that cardboard, he was opening the door. Maybe also, I also listened to some interview where Stanley said the whole thing started, he was invited or something, or somebody had, I know Stanley has his own explanation or something happened behind the scene though. That's why things became cold between them, or he called, or something, he was expecting something from Jovi or something, I don't know. But I feel like it's something which I always say, if Stanley's intelligence and his commercial powers could be merged with Jovi's raw skill, we could really have something worth boasting of on the international level.